We're about 20. We're about 25 miles north of Atlanta, Georgia, at the East Cobb Baseball Complex, where the championship hardware is on the line next. Beautiful downtown Atlanta, Georgia, the host site of this 2017 U.S. Club Nationals presented by Triple Crown Sports. We have a fantastic matchup for you today in the 14U Championships. It's the Tidewater Drillers versus the hometown East Cobb Astros. Going over some of the event details here. It's the second year of this high-profile championship event. Exclusive invite only. Only the top clubs of the nation get in. Teams compete for age group titles, and the final standings count for the overall organizational national champion. Hello again, my name is Thomas Hoffman. I'm with Tournament Director Joe Santillan. Joe, this is a fantastic event. What a great opportunity for these teams.
Yeah, this actually started with 60 teams from all over the country coming in here to compete for the organizational championship. What's different about this event is the 9 through 14-year-olds are competing in each age division, and they're competing for one organization championship. So we're really excited to get going here with the 14U championship game.
All right, well, let's go over some of the lineups here today. First, for the Tidewater Drillers out of Virginia Beach, starting in that first slot will be the catcher, Ethan Anderson, followed by Kyle Edwards, Quinn Allen at third base, and Johnny Wall, followed by Cameron Belter in center field out there. Avery Byram at first base will be Brandon Parks. Pitching today will be Ryan Shea, and the extra hitter out there, Jack Spates. Here's a good look at East Cobb Park right here. This is field 1, Joe. What a fantastic field for these guys to play on.
Yeah, for the world of travel baseball, this is a historic park. East Cobb baseball has been around a long time. Everybody knows who they are. This is their home. This is where we host the U.S. Club Nationals, and their 14U team you get a look at is here competing today.
This is going to be a really intense matchup. Just a night ago, we saw these two teams compete, Joe, in a bit of a semifinal. East Cobb got the better of Tidewater in that one. And Tidewater's kind of been the Cinderella story of this tournament. Maybe not expected to get this far, and they've certainly shown themselves today.
No question. Out of Virginia, Tidewater Drillers organization is showing up here with some big guns, and certainly the surprise. And this 14U division had organizations like the Evil Shield Canes, along with East Cobb, 6-4-3 double play, Dallas Tigers, and Tidewater surprised a lot of people with this 14U group. They're playing great. They've had some exciting finishes, and they're on a hot streak. They're going to be tough to beat.
All right, well, on the mound today for the East Cobb Astros will be Jaden Browning at number 9, the left-handed pitcher out of Woodstock, Georgia. He likes to go by Baden is his nickname, but it is Tatum, sister Carly, 17 in the stands today, ready to go against the Tidewater Drillers and pitching so much a part of this championship, Joe, for the managers, trying to manage with their innings as the week progresses.
Yeah, what Triple Crown Sports does for a tournament like this is it allows 7 innings for the pitcher for the whole tournament. And these teams are playing 6, 7, 8 games potentially in the tournament. So the managers really have to work on how they use their guys, making sure they have someone ready for a big game like this.
All right, well, let's take a look at the defense behind Tatum this afternoon. Catching Tatum will be Nathan Smith out there. On third base will be Wright, Taylor in short, Browning at second, Runge at first base. Out there in left field will be Quinn Kersey, Strickland at center, and Jamie Tibbs in right field. Kersey, we saw yesterday, hit a giant home run over this left field wall out here 335 to left center, and it was Kersey going way over the wall. That was in that game against the Tidewater Drillers.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, he's been carrying the team offensively, hitting 556 in this tournament and 5 RBIs. He's been a big reason why the East Cap team is here right now.
All right, well, it will be Ethan Anderson digging in at the plate for the Tidewater Drillers to start this 14U National Championship game. What an exciting moment here in East Cobb, Georgia, as DeVargas settles in, and the pitch is away, and so are we outside for ball 1. DeVargas, favorite baseball player, his brother Carson. There's one ripped into left field, and right away the Tidewater Drillers have a base runner. They've been hitting well all tournament long.
No question. This team has been hot, like I said.
Take a look at Strickland's swing here. Anderson's swing, rather.
Nice short swing to the ball. I mean, I've been watching these guys all game. You're going to see a lot of that. They're hitting 354 as a team in the tournament, and you're going to see a lot of those kind of hits from the Tidewater Drillers.
Here comes Kyle Edwards now. Let's see how DeVargas handles the situation now with the runner on. And we'll check him carefully. Stolen bases, so much a big part of this game, as in any sport, but especially at the youth level.
Yeah, and with the East Cap throwing the lefty today, it's going to make it a little tougher on Tidewater to play their type of game.
There's a ball outside. 1-0 the count. Favorite baseball memory for Kyle Edwards as he rips one up the middle for another base hit. Playing in the Omaha Slumpbuster, another great Triple Crown.
Oh, that's a good one. The Omaha Slumpbuster is a 500-teamer that goes on and out there. Oh, good shot.
Another great picture there of Kyle Edwards just ripping through that one.
Yeah, really got his hands on top of it. Right to the ball. These guys can hit.
So here comes Quinn Allen. We're now with a runner in scoring position, and right away head coach Tommy DiMartini and his Tidewater Driller team jumping on East Cobb. See if they can convert.
I don't expect a bunt in this situation here with this fella.
Check swing, did he offer? Yes, says home plate umpire Todd Marler. Got Rich Phillips out there with Marler at first. Gary Maxwell umpiring second today, and Lance Blocker over at third. Here's the pitch from DeVargas, and that one will hit Allen, and 3 straight batters, and already the bases are loaded here for the Drillers.
Yeah, right out of the gate. The Drillers have recently been jumping on teams early. Like I said, they had a couple of comeback wins.
Trying to go with that off-speed pitch, just got away from DeVargas a little bit and hit Allen right in the numbers.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy that was a curveball.
So right away, that will get Matt Hightower out to talk to DeVargas there.
So the East Cobb Astros played right in this championship game last year and won it in the 14U division. This particular team was 13 last year. A lot of these guys played on the 13-year-old team that was also on the ESPN3 championship game. But they did lose that one to Beaver Valley in 2016.
Maybe a bit of redemption today as Johnny Wall hits one right back up to the pitcher. They go back to the catcher and to first. They get the double play, the old-fashioned 1-2-3 double play for East Cobb, and it avoids a run.
Exactly what they needed right there. No hesitation whatsoever.
What fantastic reflexes here from DeVargas.
Yeah.
Throws it right back to the catcher.
They had that down. It looked like there would have been a running lane violation there if they didn't make the play. I think the umpires just let it slide because it was simple enough.
So here comes Cameron Belter. Takes a first pitch outside, ball 1. Belter, they call him Seabird on the team. As DeVargas settles in. That one in there for a strike. Snap throw down to third. No tag. Belter says one thing that we must say. He just hits, fields, and pitches really well. The ball's outside.
He's only hitting 286 in the tournament here, but he's had some big hits for them. 4 RBIs coming into the game here, so he's one of the guys they probably like having up.
Good stop here by the East Cobb catcher, avoiding a run, so important.
Yeah, he really got his body in good position there to save a run.
That one in there for strike 2, so 2-2 the count.
That's confidence in your catcher as a pitcher when you can throw the ball down in the dirt like that and know he's going to keep it in front of him.
DeVargas trying to get out of this early jam. Runners on second and third, 2-2. Swung on a chopped foul by Belter. You know, some of these young players, their favorite player, someone current in the major leagues, Aaron Judge, Josh Donaldson. Cameron Belter's a big fan of Ted Williams.
There's a player right there.
Here's the pitch from DeVargas. Outside, and once again, nicely blocked. Right around the front of the helmet there, you can see a little bit, "Thou shalt not steal." That's pretty good.
I like that.
Here's the pitch, swung on and into the right field gap. That will score the first run of the ball game. Around third is Allen. He will make it home safely. And Belter coming up big with a 2 RBI single. And the Tidewater Drillers take the early lead, 2-0. Take another look at this swing from Belter. Just rips one into the gap.
Another short swing, looked like another slider. He got to see a lot of pitches at bat. That helped him out.
And there's a sharp one off the first baseman. And DeVargas throws it over to him. So off the head, we hope he's okay.
Wow.
Officially will go down as a 3-1-3. We'll see that one when we come back.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Welcome back here to East Cobb as the Tidewater Drillers take the early lead off a 2 RBI single from Cameron Belter. But let's take a look at this play again, right off the first baseman's head. They did get the out, and credit to him, a tough kid, just staying in there and getting the out as DeVargas throws it over.
That's an outstanding play. It got a little bit of his cap and glasses that helped him out, but he kept his composure and made the play. That's very odd 3-1-3 out there.
Let's take a look at the East Cobb lineup here. Leading off will be Dalton Strickland. Dylan Taylor will follow him. James Tips. Nathan Smith will hit cleanup. Carter Wright. Ian Brooks followed by Asa Runge. He's the first baseman that just took the headshot there. Quinn Kersey will bat second to last, and rounding out the order will be Jaden Browning.
In both lineups, Thomas, you'd notice the EH, which is extra hitter position. Triple Crown allows for teams to bat an extra hitter. It's like a position, except it's on the bench. That player can go into the game defensively and switch another player to the EH. That's how they use that. So they're actually batting 10 in their lineup. Both teams are using it.
Starting on the mound is Ryan Shea for the Tidewater Drillers. And Strickland to lead it off. Here's the pitch, and that one is ripped into left field. So just like the Tidewater Drillers did, the East Cobb Astros starting off with a leadoff single. Let's take a look at the defense for the Drillers. We mentioned Shea pitching, Ethan Anderson behind there catching, Quinn Allen at third, Edwards at shortstop, Johnny Wall at second base, Brandon Parks at first. Wolf out in left, Byram in center, and Cameron Belter, the hero for now, out in right field.
You know, we mentioned pitching a little bit earlier as we watch this here. Both these teams have used a lot of pitching to get to this game. So these guys have both worked. The guys are on the mound this week. And if you're not out in Atlanta right now, it's been in the upper 90s. Heat index is high, real humid. It wears on you. So this could be an offensive game. It has that look going out of the first inning right now.
So Dylan Taylor up with Strickland already at first base. There's a throw over from Shea. Be careful to watch the runners here. Both these teams very aggressive on the base paths this season and in this tournament. It's another throw over.
Here we go, D. Square it up, kid.
Here's Shea's offering. That one is swung on and ripped to center field. Charging at it. And it will be back-to-back singles for the Astros, just like the Tidewater Drillers. So monkey see, monkey do.
Same places, exactly. So we had to hit the left field and right up the middle. Anything you can do, I can do better. Let's see how this goes.
Something like that. That brings up James Tibbs, the Marietta, Georgia native, hometown kid. Big basketball player is James Tibbs. It's the pitch from Shea. Osby just misses for ball one. Tibbs' favorite baseball memory is winning a national championship. He's got another opportunity to do that right here. That one is swung on and lifted to left field and almost getting away from it. But East Cobb will make the tag from second. So runners at the corners now for the Astros and a chance to cut back into this Tidewater lead.
That was great base running there. See, he got turned around. Typically a fly ball to left field there, you're not going to be able to advance to third base. And he read it well, got back to the bag, didn't go halfway, tagged up, and when he saw the left fielder catch it off balance, was able to take third base. Let's see if that pays off.
A great job by Sam Wolf out there in left field. So that brings up Nathan Smith.
East Cobb has 23 stolen bases in the tournament so far. You mentioned they like to steal. These first and third situations usually get interesting.
Throw over to first. Checking on those runners. Certainly a chess match now for Matt Hightower and his squad. And to work their way back. Smith swings on one that is popped into foul territory and running over there is Brandon Parks. Unable to make the catch, but a good effort there from Parks. Nathan Smith, his claim to fame, a walk-off home run to win a big tournament. Now in another big position as Tommy DiMartini doesn't like what he sees from Shea, goes out to talk to the mound. So early in the game, Joe, what are these conversations about, you as a coach?
I'm guessing, he's just talking about the situation. They got 2 runs, so the runner on third doesn't tie the game. It's a first and third situation, so he probably just wants to make sure early in the game that everyone's on the same page. They got the tying run on first base, likely want to keep them there and keep that double play intact right now.
Double play would be monstrous to get out of this inning. Shea checks the runner at third. And maybe get a unique opportunity to see that kind of third to first pickoff move that.
Yeah, National Federation High School rules allow the fake to third in a situation like this, which Major League Baseball does not. So the runner's got to check up a little more. Can't quite leave right when the pitcher lifts his front foot.
That one fouled back. 0-2 the count now on Smith. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Shea checks the runner at third, throws back to first. Shea's got a pretty good pickoff move there.
Yeah, nice quick feet, nice and short. And he actually looked like he was trying to let the runner pick himself off. Just hit the first base right in the chest.
Runner goes. Strike will be called. Anderson does not throw down to second.
Yeah, it looked like he may have had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove. I think they were, just looking at the way the second baseman was coming over, they were going to go after him, try to stop that tying run.
So a big
off-speed pitch there, and he got it out pretty quick, but he didn't think he had a shot. Elected to hold it.
So that brings up Wright now with 2 outs and first base open. First pitch down in the dirt for ball 1.
I do not like those throwbacks from the knees from the catcher, especially with runners on third base. Something I get on catchers about all the time.
Carter Wright swings, and that one's right up the middle. Coming in to score is Strickland. They're waving Taylor around third. Play at the plate. He will be out. What a great throw from Byram in center field. And the Astros only get 1. One more look at this one. Byram lasering it from center field. Anderson with the tag. Tidewater leads 2-1.
Game. I had DJ.
The TCS U.S. Club Nationals on ESPN are brought to you by Triple Crown Sports, Gatorade, and Zephyr Headwear. Let's take one more look at that fantastic play on the plate. Byram lasering it to Anderson, catching, and Taylor out by a couple of feet. What an athletic play from a 14-year-old.
Executed perfectly by the defense here. And what Matt Hightower did there, the head coach and third base coach for East Cobb, is you got 2 outs and you're going to make them make that play. I would take that every time early in the game like this with the tying run coming in. So I don't think there are any mistakes made there at all. Just well executed, and sometimes you tip your hat to the defense.
All right, so DeVargas out there for inning number 2. He will face Brandon Parks, the first baseman for the Tidewater Drillers. Brandon Parks out of Hampton, Virginia. The pitch is down for ball one. Favorite subject in school, lunch, as Park turns one over to the second baseman, Browning, and over to first for out number one.
I like that. I like lunch too. These guys, that, you know, when they fill out these information forms that we get on them, the older the kids get, the more they like to put things in that are funny. So pretty humorous, some of the things they write down. Hey, East Cobb wants to keep the momentum. They did get a run back there, and they need to shut down inning here. Try to slow this Tidewater offense down this inning.
First pitch in there for a strike against Ryan Shea. The U.S. Club Nationals is on Twitter. Follow tournament news and get the latest updates using the handle @TCS Nationals, or join the conversation using the hashtag TCSports. As the count goes 1-1 against the pitcher Shea. Shea, a Maryland kid. And he's swinging a miss, fouled back for strike number two. These club teams kind of combine a lot of kids from the area and some outside the area.
Yeah, you know, every organization's a little different. We have some organizations in this event that get kids from their local or regional area. A team like East Cobb recruits really from all over the country, so they're an organization that is well known. Tidewater Drillers, you know, most of their guys are typically Virginia Beach area, but you know, they get some from without.
Ball in the dirt, and the count goes 2-2 on Shea. That one that capped the corner for strike three. And DeVargas gets the punch out for out number two.
We got you down.
Take a look at this pitch from DeVargas. Tough to lay off that one.
Yeah, you know, if he's going to give him that outside corner, it's going to be tough on the driller hitters, but really nice job receiving the ball. You give a little credit to the catcher on that one.
As DeVargas settles in against Spates. First one in there. Good for strike number one. DeVargas, after that rocky first inning, starting to settle in here in the second. The pitch also in there for strike two. Spates quickly in the hole. What are you trying to do as a two-strike hitter here?
Right now, I'm thinking he's going to use that outside corner he's been getting, so I'd be looking away. These drillers, you know, exactly the short swings they have, they almost have a two-strike approach every pitch, just watching them throughout the tournament. So they're tough guys to strike out.
That one chopped foul. So Spates stays alive here.
You know, when an inning like this happens, you start to see where the umpire zone is. Earlier, guys are just swinging away. Now you're seeing the zone a little bit. That's got to be the talk in the dugout, what type of zone the umpire has, so hitters know how to go up there and protect.
Good job to lay off that one. Ball one. 1-2 now on the count on Spates. There's the pitch. That one chopped to second. Browning over to grab it. Throws to Rundy at first to get the out, and that one was quick for DeVargas. Tidewater leads this one 2-1 going to the bottom of the second.
The Triple Crown tournament has invited a lot of the best travel teams in the country, and the competition was fantastic. The weather was perfect, so we couldn't be more happy to play here.
Triple Crown Sports!
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon? This dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Welcome back to the U.S. Club Nationals and the 14U Championship. Take a look here about Media Day. What a great opportunity for these kids, Joe, to just kind of experience the whole media process and this whole week in general.
Yeah, the opening ceremonies for the U.S. Club Nationals event is a media day. So these boys come in, get some press conferences, get some different looks and attention, and it's an exciting day. It's great seeing the smiles on their faces. It's really good, you know, especially opening up the tournament. Everybody has a shot to win at that point, so they're all in a great mood.
What a special event this is out here in East Cobb, just 25 miles north of downtown Atlanta, Georgia, as Ian Brooks digs in against Ryan Shea. DeVargas had a quick inning. I'm sure Shea will look to do the same as he gets first pitch swinging. Fires it over to Parks at first for out number one. Those are your favorite kind of outs, Joe, just the single one pitch.
Yes, and I was talking about this maybe being an offensive game, and maybe these pitchers out there heard me, took exception to that, so they came out looking a lot sharper next inning. Maybe some nerves, you know. Not every day you play on ESPN3.
So Asa Runji will step in as Shea pipes one down the middle for strike number one.
Nice work back there. Nice work. Right back up the middle right here, kid.
Excuse me, that's Will Turner at the plate.
There's that same corner that the East Cap pitcher was getting, so.
So quickly 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one swung on into left field. Wolf under it once again. Puts the squeeze on it for out number two.
He looked a lot more comfortable on that play.
I think he read the ball pretty well off of Turner's bat. And this will bring up Quinn Kersey.
You know, I always like to say, just catch the ball and then worry about looking good catching the ball. So he's caught it both times.
As Shea steps off the rubber momentarily. It's the sign from Anderson, the catcher. That one just outside for ball number one. Quinn Kersey, hometown kid right here in East Cobb, playing in front of his friends and family. Mentioned he hit a towering home run in that semifinal game last night over that left field fence. East Cobb's version of the Green Monster, maybe. That one swung right to Edwards at short. He's got it. Throws over to Parks, and a quick inning for both sides. Tidewater still with the advantage, 2-1. Welcome back to East Cobb, where the Tidewater Drillers lead it 2-1 over the East Cobb Astros. For athletes who move the game forward, we're creating the fuel to get you there. Tested in the lab, proven on the field. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel. So a quick inning here, Joe, for both sides. Good for these pitchers who don't want to be out there in the Georgia heat too long.
Yeah, good for the whole defense to get right back in the dugouts. And not that the dugouts are air conditioned here, but you're in the shade. You can sit down, get to your water.
All right, so DeVargas back on the mound. He will face Sam Wolf to lead off this top of the third inning. Wolf, the left fielder, seen him make a couple of nice plays. The opportunity to get on board in the leadoff. First one's in there is for strike number one. Wolf, two brothers, Tom and Jack, as he hits one to Browning at second. Fires it over to Tibbs at first. And quickly one away here in the top of the third. Now the lineup will turn over for the Drillers, and this is where they had so much success in the first inning, is right here with Ethan Anderson.
Yeah, he's the one that got things going.
That one in the dirt for ball one. Anderson, also the catcher, made that incredible play in the bottom half of the first to keep the Astros from tying the game at 2. There's the pitch from DeVargas. That one swung on and missed from Anderson.
DeVargas seems to have really settled in here since the first inning. He's hitting spots, looking sharp.
This is his complex, starting to figure out the nuances in the dirt here at East Cobb. That one also in there. Strike number 2. Anderson didn't like it, but a nice breaking ball from DeVargas. Watch the movement on this pitch. Catches.
Yeah, that's a good looking pitch. Maybe caught the bottom of the strike zone.
One just outside. Tough pitch to lay off there for Anderson, but he draws the count even, 2-2.
I think he's got the count right.
That one swung on, nope, foul. Stays alive, does Anderson. Here's the pitch from DeVargas. Outside. And all of a sudden, Anderson has drawn the count full.
You'll see this through the lineup for Tidewater Drillers. They have good at bats. They're tough outs all the way through.
Here's the pitch. That one chopped towards third and right toward head coach Tommy DiMartini.
Come on, Tommy, you got to make that play.
Tommy is a sergeant in the police force out in Virginia Beach. Also the high school baseball coach at Ocean Lakes High School.
Well, he's done a heck of a job getting this team ready to go here for the U.S. Club Nationals. Wouldn't have been a team many picked to be in this championship game, and they've really, from the first day, everyone was talking about them being someone to watch. So
that pitch outside, and the leadoff hitter, or your number one hitter rather, does his job, gets on base. That's what you want out of a guy like Ethan Anderson batting number one in your lineup.
Absolutely, and he's been doing it all tournament. So
he, as the catcher, he will get courtesy runner.
His on-base percentage, .630 for the tournament, which is outstanding. So he's been getting things rolling.
First pitch to Edwards, swung on and fouled back, out of play. DeVargas checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped towards third. Wright has it, flips over to Browning at second, and over to Tibbs 5-4-3 inning-ending double play, and East Cobb trails just by one. We head to the bottom of the third.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up? Plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Welcome back to Georgia, where the Tidewater Drillers lead here in the bottom of the third, 2-1 over the hometown East Cobb Astros. Beautiful look at downtown Atlanta right there. Not too far from where the closing ceremonies will be at SunTrust Park.
Yeah, SunTrust Park moved out to Cobb County now as they moved the Braves out of the city. And we're excited. Closing ceremonies tonight at the Atlanta Battery and SunTrust Park will be something to see. Good, memorable experience for these guys once they finish everything up.
So Shea back on the mound for the Drillers. He will face Jaden Browning here to lead off the inning.
All right, let's go, Jaden. Get us started, bud.
Browning, an Atlanta, Georgia kid. All from the area here on this East Cobb club.
You know, Browning was just the second part of that double play to end the inning. And he showed off his cannon on that, man. I don't know if he needed everything on it, but that was something else.
Pitch inside for ball one from Shea. That one taken for strike number one, count even 1-1. Browning says, what's something cool, unique, or strange about you? Everything. Everything is cool, unique, and strange about Jaden Browning.
Something to drive right here.
He looks very normal to me, so, but cool.
2-1 on Browning. That one swung on and hit towards second, fumbled a bit, and it will be in to the dugout.
Yeah, once he bobbled that, he had no shot.
Kyle Edwards over there trying to save the air, but Browning hustling up the line. Edwards just took his eye off it a bit.
Yeah, he was one step away from getting the good hop. He let up on it a little too early there. Just didn't attack the ball like he should have.
The leadoff man gets aboard, and that brings up the pitcher, Jaden DeVargas. Fire over to first. A bit of a close play there. And talked about the pickoff move from Shea. DeVargas trying to help himself out. You mentioned the stolen base count from East Cobb. Already have one in this game.
Yeah, with that one, that put him up to 24 in the tournament. You know, really, Tidewater's been holding them close. Other than the one they gave him was really a first and third.
And Browning takes off to second again.
No problem there. He had the right pitch. In the dirt. He had a good jump anyways.
Great read by Browning. And now DeVargas with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Opportunity to tie the game. With something in the outfield. That one taken inside.
He's showing a bunt there. I was just going to say, you know, his at bat's going to be successful if he can move Browning up to third base with nobody out here. that's going to be his goal, whether he lays one down for a bunt or tries to hit a ground ball to the right side.
Shea checks the runner. That bunt is laid down. They'll let him go over to third. The throw will be wide. So DeVargas, a little double whammy there, gets the runner moved to third and finds first base himself.
Yeah, I'm looking here. The communication probably is third base. Really no talk out there on the field. That's a second baseman coming over to cover the bag as the first baseman was charging in on the bunt and just didn't get there in time. So that's a rare situation where Tidewater just did not execute well, didn't communicate out there well, and now they've got themselves in a bind.
So that turns the lineup over again and brings up Dalton Strickland. With runners on the corner and nobody out, East Cobb threatening here in the bottom of the third inning. Check over. Did he get him? No.
That one was close.
That pickoff move from Shea. Rick Phillips over there at first base as he got back in time. Watch this. Yeah, real close. Bang, bang play.
Back in, you know, umpire's looking at that tag in the hip.
Strickland turns on one, but foul.
Usually you got to get him on the hand or the arm to get him at first base.
Strickland led that first inning off with a hit, came around to score before Byron pegged out Taylor. Here's the pitch, shows bunt. Runner tries to take off for second. Now they're coming home, and Jaden Browning scampers his way across the plate, and the game is tied at 2. So the old double steal there, Joe. Runner takes off to second. They induce the throwdown, and Browning's able to score.
Nothing was really executed badly there, but you think about this inning, it started on an error. Then some miscommunication on the bunt, and Tidewater needs to stop the bleeding here. Need some big pitches.
Strickland shows bunt again. That one goes foul. Just protecting himself.
You know, look.
Ball up and inside. Does a good job.
That's kind of dangerous. What you'd love to see a hitter do is just turn his back to that, get the bat out of the way, take the base.
Here's Shea. That one swung on and lifted deep into left field. Wolf is back. That one will be fair as Wolf picks it up. Around third comes DeVargas, and he will score easily. An RBI double from Dalton Strickland. And all of a sudden, East Cobb has gone from down 1 to up 1. Another look at this swing from Strickland, just turns on it. And if we were playing in another state, a little less humidity, that one might have been out.
You know, he went back to back on the curveball there. Last one was way up and in on the bunt. He hung that one, maybe thinking he was still going to try to lay a bunt down.
So Tommy DeMartini out to talk to Shea, and they will make a pitching change. So DeMartini makes the change here. Shea, not too bad, but just got a couple of things let him get away from him. And that will bring up Johnny Wall. So Johnny Wall will take over the pitching duties for the Tidewater Drillers.
Coach DeMartini is going to have a short hook here. I mean, there's really nothing after this, so you got to win this game and stop now. So he thinks it's time.
And you mentioned some of these teams don't have a lot of pitching left. We're already in the third inning. Shea got through 2 in relative comfort.
Yeah, he had some help with that nice play at the plate. This inning, you know, far from over. There's no outs, but really Tidewater kind of let this one slip away with some mistakes early. Good situation. These are 14-year-old young men. Time for them to reset, get their heads on, and get out of this inning. Minimum damage as possible.
Wall describes himself as very superstitious. See what kind of quirks we see out there on the mound. Taylor now digs in against Wall with Strickland at second and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Already 2 runs across for East Cobb. That one is swung on and lifted into left center field. Back to it is Belter. That one will hit the wall. Byram will pick it up. Strickland comes around third, and Taylor in with a triple.
Wow, he got around the bases in a hurry.
The speedy Taylor, who got picked out in the first inning, makes it all the way to third base.
Square it out. Let's go, kid.
Takes a couple looks at this one. Taylor just turning on that off-speed pitch, sending it deep.
Great separation on his swing there. Had a lot of torque on that. Got a hold of that one for sure.
Here's Tibbs, takes a swing, fouls that one back.
It's only the third inning here. It looks like Coach DeMartini has the middle back, so he's going to concede a run if they can get a ground ball.
Trying to find it out at some level here as the count quickly to 0-2 on Tibbs. Tibbs, when he grows up, either wants to be a baseball player or a lawyer.
Maybe he can be both.
That one turned foul ball, says first base umpire Rick Phillips.
I'll take his word for it. That's the one area from up here in the press box at East Cobb that we can't see too well over there down the first baseline.
Tibbs settles back in against Wall. East Cobb plating 3 runs already. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. That one swung high into left center field. That one's going to hit the gap and it will fall. We'll bring Taylor in and going for 3. Allen can't quite pick it up. Back-to-back triples from East Cobb, and the score is 5-2. James Tibbs taking that one the opposite direction and deep.
Another good looking swing when opposite field there. Really, they're just putting it right in the right spot right now. Hot bats for East Cobb.
So East Cobb with the 5-2 lead, nobody out. Tibbs on third, and Nathan Smith at the plate takes a look at strike number 1.
This is a very tough team to play. They can be very intimidating through the lineup. The East Cobb Astros can hit. Tidewater's been hot through and through. There's another one.
That one laced into right center field. Tibbs will come home. Going to second is Nathan Smith. So an RBI double. The extra base hits piling up here for the East Cobb Astros, and they lead it now 6-2. The great focus.
You know, that's 2 batters in a row just letting the ball travel with the runner at third base, no outs. Really trying to hit the ball hard, stay up the middle with it to get the run in, and both guys, you know, got even more than the run in.
So here's Carter Wright as Johnny Wall trying to find the first out for the Tidewater Drillers. Wright already 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI today. That one is laced into left field. And Wright with a single. Runners on the corner. Nobody watching. Wright taking a big turn at first. Thought about to, but thought better.
It's a fifth.
So Carter Wright trying to catch the Tidewater Drillers sleeping. Puts the brakes on in a hurry.
Yeah, this is where you look for some leaders to step up. Tidewater's not out of this game with their hot bats, but this innings, you know, that's the 5th hit in a row, a bunch of them extra base hits. The inning started on 2 errors. They're getting a little lethargic. East Cobb looking at taking extra bases right out of the box.
Cameron Neal will replace the runner at third as Ian Brooks steps to the plate against Johnny Wall, and right away Wright steals second.
Here we go, kid.
So Wright at second, Neal at third, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Pitch is in the dirt for ball number 2. Wall trying to find an out. That one is swung on and fouled back out of play.
He knows he missed a good pitch there.
Pitch just misses for ball number 3. Count goes to 3-1 now. Ian Brooks's hobbies include bear hunting and trout fishing.
Nice. Sounds like he'd like where I'm from now out in Colorado.
As the count goes full, as Wall finds the strike zone. 3-2 now. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and into right. That will score at least nil. Rounding second comes Wright, and the ball gets away from him in right field as Brooks will head all the way to third. Another triple and 2 more runs for East Cobb.
They got him at third, actually. He just misplayed that, but recovered well. Got it into the cutoff, and they were able to make a play, at least getting out.
Just under his glove, Cameron Belter in right.
Really nice relay.
As Will Turner digs in. Peg Brooks out. So out number 1 here. 2 runs did score, 8-2 as Turner gets that one into center field. Another single here for East Cobb.
Wow, this is just a hit parade going on. 7 straight hits.
That brings up Quinn Kersey.
You know, when you think back to the very first inning, top of the first inning, Tidewater had the bases loaded with nobody out to start the game. And they got the 1-2-3 double play back to the pitcher.
As Turner scampers over to second, another stolen base for East Cobb.
They're keeping the pressure on. East Cobb is going right after this, trying to keep them down.
That gets Tommy DiMartini out of the dugout. A little bit of words of encouragement right back in. Kersey 0 for 1 with a ground out today. Turner standing on second, 1 out here in this long bottom of the third. And 1 just misses for ball number 1, and the throwback from Anderson goes all the way to second.
That's it, throwback from his knees again that I don't like too much. Easy for me to say sitting up here. Who knows how many innings he's caught, and like I said, it's been hot and humid all week.
Quinn's mom, Kathy, Father Kevin in the stands. The pitch from Wall. Just a bit high for ball number 2. 2-0 the count now on Kersey.
His zone seems to really have tightened up. He's been close on some, maybe leaving him up a little bit.
Turner takes off for third. They can throw it down to Allen. Tries to jump over the tag. Allen does apply it, and there are 2 outs here in the inning.
And that was ball 4 again. So putting another runner on. Both outs at third base. They have not retired a batter yet. Of course, the inning started with a couple of errors.
Brings up Jaden Browning. First ball outside. Browning, we've already seen steal a base here this afternoon.
And he led off the inning here.
As we've batted around.
Seems like a long time ago he hit that ground ball to shortstop.
Part of this 6-run inning for East Cobb. That one swung, hit deep to left field, and it's over Wolf's head. Rounding second is Kersey. He will get to third, and Browning with a stand-up double does get his hit, and the inning continues here for the Astros.
That one's right in his wheelhouse. He turns on it, that short swing. You're seeing most of these guys with that, you know, starting with the wide stance, very small strides, keeping their head nice and still. Both teams really similar swings.
Here's DeVargas in to right field. It goes. Kersey scores. Rounding third is Browning. He will score. DeVargas gets to second on the throw. 2 more runs for East Cobb. This one starting to get away from the Tidewater Drillers.
They haven't had an answer this inning, so they obviously know they're going to need to do it with some bats.
DeVargas, the pitcher, helping himself out. Certainly will feel comfortable pitching with a lead when we get back to the top of the 4th. That gets Tommy DiMartini out, takes the ball from Johnny Wall. So it looks like we're going to get our second pitching change of the inning. Shea started the game. It will be number 4. That's Cooper Nealon. Cooper Nealon will take the mound, take the duties here for Tidewater.
So Cooper's not one of the regular pitchers. He's got .2 innings only in this tournament so far. So
you mentioned how pitching does come into play so much, and towards the end of a long week here in East Cobb. Cooper Nealon, not a normal pitcher for the Drillers, but will take the duties anyway. So as we reset here, 8 runs now is the advantage for East Cobb, as they have scored 9 in the inning. Nealon takes over duties from Johnny Wall. And we're back to the top of the order for East Cobb and Dalton Strickland. Nealon gets the sign from Anderson, the catcher. A little bit off speed there from Nealon. with DeVargas standing on second base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Outside for ball number 2. When Nealon grows up, he wants to be a broadcaster. So maybe we'll see Cooper Nealon up here with us pretty soon. For now, he throws it high. Nealon 3-0 now on Strickland. That one in there for strike number 1. Strickland takes ball number 4. And now we have 2 aboard with 2 out.
Right now, these young men have been out in the heat, in the field. I'm sure hydration's becoming an issue. They need to get settled in and get out of this inning.
Brings up Dylan Taylor. Inside there from Nealon for ball number 1. So 2 on, 2 out. 1-0 the count now on Dylan Taylor. 2 for 2 with the triple, a single, and an RBI. That one also misses 2-0. Nealon checks the runner at second. Fakes the throw over. Edwards, the shortstop, was there if he wanted it.
This inning, East Cobb has been very aggressive on the bases, but I think they've shut it down right now.
That one high for ball number 3.
Both outs recorded by the Drillers have been on the bases.
Was that third base? Maybe they'll get another one here. That one catches the outside corner. 3-1. Quinn Allen over there has been busy at third. Here's the pitch. That one swung and fouled back. So the count now full.
You know, one of the things, the East Cobb Astros 14U team is coming out of the winner's bracket. So they were sleeping in a little more this morning, getting ready to play. The Tidewater Drillers had to play the semifinal this morning at 9 a.m. before this game. So they've been out here already quite a few hours. It's showing a little bit, honestly.
Here's the pitch from Nealon. Low, ball number 4, and the bases are loaded for the East Cobb Astros.
Another game right here, kid.
Leading 10-2. And we're going to get James Tibbs, who's already tripled in the inning. That one swung on and missed from Tibbs. Big hack there for strike number 1. James' sister Mary Grace in the stands. That one swung on into right field. Trying to make the play is Belter. He will not. Tibbs will go to second. In to score is DeVargas. Strickland scores easily as well. Taylor to third. And it's 12-2 East Cobb. Another look at Tibbs' swing there. Belter coming on, trying to make the diving play that would have ended the inning. But that allowed Tibbs to get extra bases.
Yeah, you know, he's really fortunate he kept his body. It looks like it hit him in the chest or shoulder there. Otherwise, that gets by, goes all the way to the fence. And they're really off to the races.
So that's going to bring up Nathan Smith again.
It's good effort. That's what you're looking for right now, is to keep playing hard.
That one swung on and fouled back. 1-1 now on Smith. Smith 1 for 2 with a double, RBI, and a run scored this afternoon. Pitch from Nealon. Low and in the dirt. Ball number 2. And this half inning started with Tidewater leading 2-1. Score is now ballooned 12-2. 11 runs scored by the Astros. Gone around the batting order and then some.
Couple of mistakes to start the inning, and then it just turned into a show of bats from the East Cobb Astros.
The grounder over there to second. Shake does get the final out of the inning. Bats coming alive for the East Cobb Astros. Dalton Strickland with one to the fence. Taylor gets one. More and more runs for East Cobb as they lead it at 12-2. Welcome back here to East Cobb, Georgia, where the East Cobb Astros have taken command of this game, scoring 11 runs in the bottom of the third inning to take the lead 12-2. And Joe, maybe a time to demonstrate what the run rules are here in East Cobb.
You know, 2 innings into this game, I wouldn't even have thought to bring this up, but the way that inning went, it's time to mention. We do have some run rules in place. We have a 20 after 2 inning, which we obviously didn't hit. Gladly, but it's also 15 after 3, 10 after 4, and 8 after 5. Those are all mercy rules that are in place that would end the game, even the championship here.
So 10 runs after 4 innings, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, but if 3 outs occur here, the game would end.
Yeah, you know what, I got that wrong. It's actually 15 after 4 innings, 10 after 5, and 8 after 6. I said that wrong, my fault there.
So at least another inning to go, depending on what happens in this inning. And the bottom of the 4th, Quinn Allen steps to the plate against DeVargas. That one just misses for ball number 1.
You know, I watched the drillers coming off the field. I like to watch things like this, you know, when a team has a tough inning like that. And they were dragging. They were lethargic a little bit in the outfield, having a tough time getting out of that inning. Not blaming them at all, but they came in a little slow. Coach Martini brought them right up in front of the dugout and had a little talk with them. So we'll see what kind of influence he has with these guys and how they play the rest of this game. I'm sure in his heart he knows it's not over. This team's had some magical comebacks already here. So.
And Quinn Allen, who's already been hit by a pitch today. The ball goes outside for ball number 3.
You know, the thing here, DeVargas was just sitting quite a long time. That's a long half inning to wait for. So he was really in rhythm right before that.
Yes, he was. That 2nd and 3rd innings breezed through for DeVargas. That one behind Allen's head. for ball number 4, he will take first base gladly.
You know, you got to give DeVargas all the credit again. Going back to that top of the first inning, we had bases loaded, nobody out. It looked like Tidewater was really going to jump.
Whoa. That one well behind the head.
You know, he almost got his bat. You see that a lot with these young guys. They don't get that bat out of the way, and it ends up being a foul ball.
Brings up Johnny Wall. Pitch from DeVargas just outside. Mentioned DeVargas looks a little bit, maybe not rattled, but shaken up a bit.
Definitely not in rhythm like he was before. You know, it'll probably take him a minute to get it. He was just sitting quite a long time.
That pitch fouled back out of play.
You got to be mentally tough here as a pitcher and just treat this game, you know, like you're down. He was pitching good when they were down 2-1. He's got to mentally stay in that spot.
One swung on and fouled back towards one of our 13U games over on field 3.
You see the Drillers are not taking a strike here, even though they're down 10 runs. It's still early enough. I'm sure Coach Martini talked to them about that. Right now, I like that. Keep your offense rolling. Try to get them back in with hitting. It's too early to take a strike, but you definitely don't want outs on the bases right here. So that's where you got to really talk to your guys, make sure they're careful. He's a good coach. I'm sure he's had that discussion with them.
I talked with him all week. He's been very pleased with his performance of his team as well. Lines went right to shortstop.
And that's an example right there. You know, you don't need to go more than one base at a time right now. So
doubling up Allen at first. Allen, who got a big jump. Taking a look at Allen. Thought it was over his head, and no way was he going to make it back to first before Tibbs could squeeze it.
Yeah, just a mental mistake. He knows it. I've been in Coach Martini's shoes quite a bit. I could just feel exactly, you know, the look he has on his face.
So now all of a sudden 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Brings up Cameron Belter. Triple Crown Sports is proud to produce the U.S. Club Nationals. Whatever your game, softball, basketball, baseball, or volleyball, treat your team right with destination locations, signature memories, and professional staff. Get in the game at triplecrownsports.com. So Ward takes the place for Belter. As Vargas gets him with strike 3 looking. Down go the Drillers quickly here in the top of the 4th. 12-2. East Cobb leads it.
The Triple Crown tournament has invited a lot of the best travel teams in the country, and the competition was fantastic. The weather was perfect, so we couldn't be more happy to play here.
Triple Crown Sports!
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Welcome back to Georgia, where the East Cobb Astros used a big 3rd inning to take the lead over the Tidewater Drillers. They lead it now 12-2. The hometown kids trying to win the championship on their own soil. Here's a look at the run rules, Joe. 15 runs after 4 innings, 10 after the 5th, 8 after 6th inning. Maybe we get to all 7, depending on what happens here in the next inning and a half or so.
Yeah, so, you know, really East Cobb has a chance if they can put 5 runs up on the board here to end it now, and not even give Tidewater a chance to bat again.
So Carter Wright steps in against Cooper Nealon. Wright, originally out of Sacramento, California, moved over here to Georgia. That one swung on and fouled, out of play, 1-1 the count. His mom, Beth, father, Terry, in the stands today, wishing him well.
You know, I did mention earlier, this group, some of the same guys last year played in the 13U championship on ESPN for East Cobb and lost to Beaver Valley. So they had a little chip on their shoulder coming in, getting this second opportunity.
And certainly as the hometown kid, maybe a target on their backs as well.
Oh yeah, throughout the tournament, I mean, this, them being one of the host teams.
That one lined to Wolf and left, ranging over to make the play.
Wolf was all over that one.
Right, just lacing that one. A great job by the left fielder, getting over there, extending it out to make the catch.
Yeah, you looked by the end of that last inning, you saw a pretty tired Tidewater team. And that was some hop there. He was expecting that ball to be hit to him.
Ball goes inside on Ian Brooks and hits him, and he's down to first base. So they get the first out, but now he's caught back on the base paths, and up comes Will Turner. That one swung and popped out of play. Turner pitched in the game against the Drillers last night, going 6 2/3 innings. That one in the dirt for ball number 1. 1-1 the count on Turner. So to me, said a lot of people talk about the offense here from East Cobb, but it's the pitching that kind of juices up the offense sometimes.
Yeah, no question. I mean, this is the way this game started. It looked like it was going to be a pitcher's duel. We talked about the offense of both these teams.
Turner laces one right up the middle. So another base hit for Turner, and the Astros threatening again with only one out. Another runner in scoring position.
This is the 8th or 9th game, I believe, for the Tidewater Drillers, and this tournament play started on Wednesday. So you're seeing a depleted pitching staff right now, and Tommy DeMartini's trying to find an answer.
Trying to find a pitcher here as Cooper Nealon will head to the dugout. And looks like we will go with Jack Spates. Spates will take over duties for Nealon. They call him Diesel. So Big Diesel taking the rubber.
Nice. This is tough. Tidewater Drillers are having a tough one here, and I've watched their games all week, and the way the first 2 innings went is the way they've been playing this tournament for 8 games plus now. So wheels are starting to fall off a little bit here. We'll see if they have any fight left in them. But first, they need to have a pitcher that can get some of these Astros out.
1 out gone here in the bottom of the 4th. We were talking about those run rules for the top half of this inning. Should the score stay the same and East Cobb were to grab 3 outs in the top of the 5th, that would be all.
Yeah, that would be it. It's 15 runs after 4 innings or 10 runs after 5 at this point.
So Spates in there. Says he broke his jaw at the beginning of the season. Says it was his coach's fault that he broke his jaw. So all glad that Jack Spates is healed and ready to go for this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Nonetheless, Cameron Neal will step in for the Astros. To face Jack Spates. That pitch right into the back of Cameron Neal. So quickly, East Cobb loads the bases.
Yeah, he's wiping his hand right away. You've seen both teams' pitchers let balls just completely get away from them. It's humid out here, you know, that sweat on the hand.
It's hot, it's humid.
I do not even see a rosin bag up there, so nobody's using anything to keep it dry other than just a quick wipe on the pant or jersey.
Up comes Jaden Browning. Looking at Spates, that one behind Browning for ball number 1. Spates, as you mentioned, really working that hand, trying to find some grip on the baseball. That one, check swing. Home plate umpire Todd Mahler says he went.
You can see the Drillers uniforms. They got a little bit of the LA Dodgers look to them with the red number on the front.
Very classic approach. That one just high for ball number 2. Maybe not the favorite team here in Atlanta.
No.
Spates is offering his high once again. 3-1 the count.
I don't know if the Dodgers have seen anybody like the East Cobb Astros 14U team this year either, so they can hit like this.
That's a good point. That one swung on by Browning, looped into shallow center field. It will get down. Coming home to score is Brooks. So another run on the board, 13-3 now. East Cobb leads it.
So you technically now have the walk-off run at the plate, this batter.
Here comes the pitcher, DeVargas. Spates, DeVargas swings, and that one into left field. Ward coming on. He will slide and make the catch. Tagging is Turner at third. He will score.
Very nice. You know, Turner there, doesn't matter what the score is, you play baseball the right way. He did a nice job tagging up there. Only one out, got right back to the bag. Didn't flinch, scored pretty easily. And a pretty nice play out there in left field, by the way. That's 2 this inning for him.
They're trying to appeal to third, but Spates overthrows Allen, and everybody's safe. Cameron Neal, Browning to second.
And they just got the appeal call, actually. That
So
was
they
a
get
home
the
plate
out.
umpire. So they appealed to third, threw the ball away. But when they actually stepped and asked for the appeal, the home plate umpire made the call out. And I have never seen that before.
Confusing end to the 4th inning. Nonetheless, East Cobb is still with the lead as we take a look at the appeal. It throws over to Allen's head. Once they do step on third base here, they said that Turner left early, so Spates will step on the bag, and out is the call.
You'll see Spates look to the third base umpire who has no call there. It's the home plate umpire's call.
Nonetheless, East Cobb leads it. Welcome back to East Cobb, where the Astros lead it 13-2 over the Tidewater Drillers. Teams from more than 30 states are locking in their spots for the Triple Crown 2018 Omaha Slump Buster. So don't miss your chance to face competition from around the country and get tickets to see a College World Series game. Details coming soon at triplecrownsports.com. Another great Triple Crown event there, Joe, the Omaha Slump Buster. Teams just like this all around the country.
Yeah, the Slump Buster is exactly what the Tidewater Drillers need right now. Not that they've slumped at all in this tournament. They've had hot bats coming in. But this game, you know, outside of the first inning here, they've been struggling.
So Avery Byram to the plate to face DeVargas, who has been strong since the second inning. Gave up 2 runs early, but has settled in nicely.
Really got himself out of a big jam in that first inning, and then has been pretty good.
That one just outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count now on Byram. Another pitch in the dirt. 3-1 on Byram. DeVargas trying to finish this game off. 3 outs is all that stands in the way of East Cobb and their championship here in the 14U division. And one outside. Byram will take the walk.
So right here, Tidewater, the end of their tournament is right in front of them. They need to put 2 runs on the board to keep this game alive and continue on. If they do not score 2, the 10-run mercy rule after 5 will apply here.
It's a Tidewater team that's been the kind of Cinderella story of the tournament. Pitch outside for ball 1. Come back in several games this week, including a 6-run 7th inning.
Yeah, they haven't had to climb a mountain this high yet, but they did. They had a 6-run 7th inning yesterday. Climb back in, and we'll see what kind of fight they have left in them. If you're East Cobb, you want to put them away right now. Don't give them any momentum.
Hightower out there talking to DeVargas. A little bit of words of encouragement.
Yeah, and these games right now are for a bigger picture for this organization championship here at the U.S. Club National. So East Cobb is definitely in the hunt. The Tidewater Driller teams, the other teams in the other 2 age divisions that they brought didn't do too well. They don't have a shot at the overall organization championship, but East Cobb is certainly right in the hunt, and this game will be important to them.
Pitch outside. 2-1 the count. Now on Brandon Parks.
East Cobb is the defending champion for the organizations for U.S. Club Nationals.
Parks' 2 sisters out here this week, Brittany and Brianna. Mom Pat, father Tim. It's the offering from DeVargas. That one caught the corner. Parks thought it was a ball. Chucked his bat, Domingo Ayala style. So he thought it was ball number 4. It caught the inside corner.
He tried to sell that one. It was a curve ball.
We'll reset here as the count goes full. DeVargas checking the runner over at first.
It's a good take, really, there. Down this many runs, but now you got to finish your at bat.
That one swung on, just foul, says Phillips. So everybody resets here once again. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. East Cobb 3 outs away. This one chopped by Parks. Inches to the right of first base.
Looked like it was close. We have a 4-man crew out here, so he had a good look at it.
Vargas, Parks swings and fouls that one out of play again. DeVargas resets. Byram at first. That one in the dirt, ball number 4. So Parks finally does draw his walk.
Good at bat there, battled.
And that's the game extending run on first base.
Exactly. They need him to score to stay alive right now, Tidewater Drillers.
So had their chances early. Now a ball gets away from Smith. Both runners advance 90 feet.
So right now, you know, DeVargas, who's thrown such a great game, this is exactly what you don't want to do. You need to keep attacking the strike zone, make them hit their way on. He's walked a couple guys to start the inning here. Pitch with the lead, they say.
One outside again for ball number 2. DeVargas offers. Misses again. 3-0 now on Jones. Jones digs in. Looks at ball number 4, and the bases are loaded for the Tidewater Drillers.
That really wasn't too bad of a pitch. Smith, who's been really good at there, he's gotten DeVargas a couple of strikes by good receiving. He caught that one funny. He kind of turned, almost leaned over when he caught it. So didn't give him much of a chance.
And that will be it for DeVargas. We'll bring out Dylan Taylor. Will be the next pitcher for East Cobb. So DeVargas unable to get through the 5th inning here. All 3 runners his responsibility on the base paths. Taylor, a big football and basketball player outside of baseball.
He's thrown 3 innings only so far in the tournament. Came in relief, gave up 4 hits, struck out 2. 2 earned runs in his outing. He should be fairly fresh.
So Taylor trying to, number 1, get the win. Number 2, maybe prevent the bleeding. The runner standing on second for Tidewater would represent the game extending run, would give us a 6th inning here in East Cobb.
Yeah, and that is probably on neither coach's mind right now at all. I'm guessing Coach DeMartini for Tidewater is not going to play just to keep it alive. He's going for the big inning right now, try to get back in it. And the Astros just want to win the game, so it's time to just get an out somewhere.
So here comes the pitcher, Jack Spates.
He's looking to serve up a double play ball, if you ask me.
Pitch from Taylor. Outside, ball 1. Spades 0 for 1 with a ground out. 1 outside again.
Throwing strikes right now is going to be what they need.
3 straight misses now for Taylor. Spates settles in. Looks at ball number 4, and that will drive in a run. So Spates gets the RBI. And the Tidewater Drillers crawl within 10 now, 13-3. That brings up Cooper Nealon. Nealon looks at strike number 2. 0-2 quickly on Cooper Nealon, who did pitch in this game. Both teams down to their last bit of pitching here. One low and outside. Count runs even, 2-2 on Nealon. Dylan Taylor trying to find the out. That one swung on, popped up to the right side. Under it is Tibbs for out number 1, a big out number 1 for East Cobb. So they get Nealon to fly out in foul territory.
Yeah, they need to settle in now and keep throwing strikes. I mean, this inning really got going on 4 walks. That's the first ball put in play.
Double play ball. But not only get out of the inning, but end the game. As Ethan Anderson steps to the plate.
Yeah, Parks needs to score here from third base to keep this one alive for the Drillers.
That one swung on to first. They throw over to second. They got one back to first.
And they will stay alive.
Not in time. And the Tidewater Drillers get another run across, 13-4. Bringing up Edwards. Ethan Anderson does a great job scoring the run. The inning stays alive. Anderson, the catcher, will get a courtesy runner out there. That will be Shea, the starting pitcher in this game for the Tidewater Drillers. And we mentioned they had some Cinderella games earlier this week, and they were down in the game against the Evo Shield Canes this morning. 3-1, came back to win.
They can put runs on the board with their bats. They're the type of team that can get it rolling and stay hot. That's why, you know, East Cobb's got to be careful here, not throwing a lot of strikes.
Quickly 3-0 on Kyle Edwards. As the police sergeant of Virginia Beach looks on. The ball outside gets away from Smith, and coming home to score is Jones. Anderson, Shea rather, to second. And Edwards now with another runner in scoring position, another run across, and the lead down to 8 for East Cobb. Pitch outside once again. Another walk in the inning. Cannot find the strike zone right now, East Cobb.
You know, when East Cobb had their big inning, it was hit parade, hit after hit after hit. I think they had 7 or 8 extra base hits that inning. That's the 5th walk here. So really this whole inning has been sparked by the inability of the pitchers for East Cobb to throw strikes. Now Tidewater's looking for a big hit.
3 runs already in, and technically no hit for the Drillers. Here's Quinn Allen, who's been hit by a pitch and walked. Did score a run. Allen turns on one over to second. Smith has it. And it Tibbs, and they finally get out of the inning, but Tidewater stays alive. Cobb leads it, going to the bottom of the 5. 13-5, East Cobb leads it.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up? Plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches. This is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade. Rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
Welcome back to East Cobb, Georgia, where the East Cobb Astros lead it here in this 14U championship game, 13-5 over the Tidewater Drillers. Zephyr is pleased to be the official on-field cap of the Triple Crown U.S. Club Nationals. We offer the best combination of quality, customization, and price so you can outfit your team, no matter how big or small. With the best headwear on the field, check out zhats.com for all that Zephyr has to offer.
You know, one of the things the players really like about this event, all of these organizations actually get to meet up with the Zephyr rep at Zephyr Hats and design their own hat for this event. The players get them when they show up here in Atlanta. There's a look right there at the Tidewater Drillers Zephyr custom hat. Yeah, there's actually a U.S. Club National logo over on the other side of the cap, and it has the country flag in the back, which up until this year was all USA, but we do have a Canada team in this year, so they have the Canadian flag on theirs.
So a quick out number 1 for the Drillers as the grounder over to Jones at second, and quickly one away for Spates. Jack Spates, the pitcher, coming on in relief, the third pitcher of this game for the Tidewater Drillers. Spates settles in once again, this time on Dylan Taylor. Pitcher versus pitcher here. Taylor 2 for 2. The triple run scored, that ball just a bit outside for Spates. Talking about how difficult the grip has been this afternoon. It's a very hot, sticky Georgia afternoon.
Yeah, and no rosin bag like we mentioned up there on the hill.
Spade settles in that one high for ball number 2, 2-1. The count now on Taylor. That one swung on and foul. 2-2 the count now on Taylor. Bates trying to go for out number 2. That one low and in the dirt. The count goes full now on Taylor. Spades gets the sign from Anderson. One outside, ball number 4. So Taylor gets the walk. And now the Drillers will be looking for a double play ball to get themselves out of the inning. As Tibbs steps to the plate.
Everything up the middle right here. See it hit it.
Tibbs already with a big performance this afternoon. everybody part of that 11-run third inning. One swung on and missed, strike one. Inside. 1-1 the count now on Tibbs.
Drive something right here, kid. Barrel to it.
Spades offers that one in the dirt once again. 2-1 the count. That one swung on, fouled back.
Shoulder down and
Over to
drive.
field two. Big Diesel on the mound for the Drillers. That pitch popped up to right field. It'll be the center fielder, Avery Byram, coming on to take charge, and 2 away here.
And nice job by Byram. It looked like Ward didn't really get a good read on that one. He took a step to his glove side and then started coming in. It was up high enough. He probably still would have got to it, but Byram took charge like a good center fielder should.
So here comes Nathan Smith, trying to do some more damage here in the bottom of the 5th. Dylan Taylor on first. First pitch is in there for strike number 1. Smith 1 for 2 with a double, RBI and a run. That one fouled back. 0-2 now on Smith. Spates. It's the call from Anderson. That one swung on into left field. Ward is under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So no harm done for the Drillers at the end of the 5th inning. They lead it. Excuse me, they trail 5-13. Let's take a look at how we got to this point. The East Cobb bats came alive in the 3rd inning. Jaden Browning got aboard on an error from Kyle Edwards. And things snowballed from there for the Astros. Browning, everybody scampering over to second base. And Strickland launched one into left field. That one scored Turner and more. Nathan Smith among James Tibbs going back-to-back triples for the Astros. Ian Brooks getting in on the party. That one scored Cameron Neal. Another error for the Drillers just kept it coming. 11 runs total the Astros were able to get in that 3rd inning. And that brings us to our current score. 13-5. East Cobb leads it over the Virginia natives, the Tidewater Drillers. And looks there may be some weather in the area. So the umpires, in lieu of safety, have gotten both teams off the field.
Yeah, this park's actually equipped with lightning detectors, so those detectors must have gone off. They'll give a warning sound when it's ready to play again.
All right, so for now, we will be in a weather delay. We will get you news and hopefully this game back as soon as possible. For now, it's the East Cobb Astros 13, Tidewater Drillers 5. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to East Cobb, Georgia. After a little bit of a weather delay, we return where East Cobb has the lead, 13-5 over the Tidewater Drillers out of Virginia. A big third inning, Joe, got him there.
Yeah, it all started with a couple mistakes by the Drillers, who have been playing solid baseball throughout the tournament. Once they made those mistakes, the bats of East Cobb came alive. They took advantage of it. They started driving the ball, driving runs in, and didn't stop. 10 hits, 7 extra base hits, 11 runs later, Tidewater Driller was looking up at a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, the bats just going in that third inning, and it was DeVargas, the pitcher, who had to sit through all that. And the big wait when he came back out in the fourth, gave up a couple of hits and walks as well for the Tidewater Drillers that extended the game. We talked about those run rules.
Yeah, East Cobb actually had a chance to put this one away before the weather delay hit, but they weren't able to get it done. Some walks came through, and Tidewater Drillers got a little bit of life. So this team, remember, in this tournament has already put up a 6th spot in the bottom of a 7th inning comeback win. And they're certainly not out of this with 2 innings remaining, so 2 at-bats.
Take a look at Dylan Taylor here, who is back on the mound for the East Cobb Astros. Taylor was pitching before the weather hit, and still gets the nod from Matt Hightower as he will face Johnny Wall. Johnny Wall, who also pitched a little bit in this game. The Tidewater once again down to their final 3 outs as the pitch just misses for ball 1, and we are back playing in East Cobb.
Yeah, just to recap that, we're still in a potential mercy rule situation, 8 runs after 6, which means the Tidewater Drillers need to put a run up to keep this game alive here.
So the second one in there for a strike, 1-1 the count, and that one is low and outside for ball 2 from Dylan Taylor. Plays a little shortstop, plays a little pitcher. That one swung on and fouled back by Johnny Wall.
It's really what he wants to do right here, is settle back in and start throwing strikes. That's what the only thing really that has gotten East Cobb into trouble outside of the first inning.
2 pitch swung on and grounded to Tibbs at first. He will pick it up, step on the bag, and out number 1. So now Tidewater down to their final 2 outs as Cameron Belter steps to the plate.
You know, late in the game, that first out is always so important. It just gets everybody relaxed on defense, gets the pitcher relaxed. It's important.
The pitch swung on and fouled out of play back towards the parking lot. 0-1. Always tough coming out of a long delay.
Yeah, the guys have been staying loose. I mean, the delay really came down to lightning. There was some rain that came through. You can probably tell a difference in the field, but it wasn't a lot of rain. Definitely wasn't a rain delay. It was the lightning delay. Safety certainly important here.
That one fouled back. 1-2 the count now on Belter. Taylor steps off the rubber for a second, gets the sign there from his catcher Brooks. That one a line towards center field, but right at Armstrong, able to make the play, and just like that, there are 2 outs, and Tidewater down to its final out. And that brings up Avery Byram. That one swung on, chopped to the pitcher. Taylor grabs it, throws it over to first, and just like that, you have it. The East Cobb Astros are your 2017 14U U.S. Club National Champions.
After a long delay here, and you really think about it, these guys waited for over a year now to get some redemption on ESPN, and then it even took a little longer with that delay, but they got it done in the long run. Congratulations, East Cobb.
You know, Joe, this started off as a really entertaining game. We thought we were going to get something special through the first couple of innings, but that big third inning, you have to give a lot of credit to East Cobb.
Yeah, you know, Tidewater made a couple mistakes there, but the East Cobb bats are strong. They took advantage of it, great swings, and they really took the game over there. The Tidewater team should be proud of themselves. They played a great tournament, but the reigning organization champions get this championship here, and they needed it to stay alive. It's really coming down as an organization cup to the 5-star Tigers out of Florida or East Cobb baseball, and they need these wins.
So for Joe Santilli, I'm Thomas Oppen saying so long from East Cobb, Georgia, where the final score is East Cobb 13, Tidewater Drillers 5. All games airing on the ESPN network, so streaming live on the ESPN app, or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks. Log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.